news in Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's focus in on the main event. He makes the third defense of his IBF Flyweight Championship. Irene Pacheco from Colombia poses a record of 24-0 with 19 knockouts. He's won 13 in a row by way of knockout, and he packs a lot of power. We saw him here on Friday Night Fights in January of this year in El Paso, Texas, defending his title against Pedro Pena. He would stop Pena in the 11th round despite a broken hand. Pacheco says it was part of his learning curve.
Bueno, sí, la verdad es que...
Well, that was a good fight for me. I hit the guy with a lot of several shots, but the guy didn't fall down. But I know in my mind, I know for sure that I'm going to win the fight. That's why even with a broken hand in the 8th round, I keep throwing punches. Because when I get ready for this, I'm very serious. And I really, really train for every fight, and especially for that one, because I want to show the Americans that I was a good fighter.
Pacheco's third title defense will not be easy. Masibulele Makepula from South Africa has an 18-0 record with 12 knockouts. He's the former WBO junior flyweight champion, and he comes into the ring as the Hawk. Very aggressive and also very confident. In fact, he's had a little role in acting as well. You saw him in Powerade commercials here in the United States. So despite the fact that he is known for his acting, he'd like to be known more for being a champion of the world, and he plans on doing that tonight.
Irene Pacheco, you'll call it a day tonight because the Hawk will be the new champion. The referee will raise my hand as the new champion.
Para mí, ser campeón mundial
to me, be a champion of the world is the maximum. And I won't let anybody take the thing away from me.
The Hawk is ready to soar. Masibulele Makepula, former junior flyweight champion of the world. Third fight in the United States. Plus, he was in the United States in 1996 in the Olympic Games in Atlanta, Georgia. Irene Pacheco from Colombia, fighting in the United States for the second time for the strategy. It's Atlas's world.
Good things come in small packages, and that applies to tonight's main event. Irene Pacheco and Hawk Makepula are big-time fighters in a small man's body. Offensively, this fight is pretty even. Pacheco has the edge in power and is the better counterpuncher, but Makepula has the quicker jab and a better variety of punches. By nature, southpaw, Pacheco likes to occasionally switch to a righty or orthodox stance to give himself another dimension to confuse his opponent. But against the aggressive Makepula, the champion must be careful not to get caught when making that switch. Pacheco is also pretty smart. Watch here as he lands a counter right hook when his opponent comes at him. He'll use that weapon often to retaliate when Makepula, who figures to press, gets close. Again, another example of Pacheco's counter right hook. But his challenge will be to try to land it against the Hawk, who because of good head movement will be tough to catch. Defensively, it's also pretty close. Pacheco blocks punches better, but as I said, Makepula gets out of the way of them better, utilizing both good head movement and his younger legs. And speaking of legs, Pacheco needs to be set to be effective. When he has to chase guys, as he does here, he's not nearly as effective with his punches. The intangibles. Makepula is a true junior flyweight. Will he box like a smaller man should, or will he risk the power of Pacheco? And when it comes to experience, usually the champion has the edge. However, Pacheco has been past 8 rounds just twice. Makepula has been 12 rounds 3 times.
Makepula arrived in the United States 2 weeks ago. He said it was a 27-hour trip from East London, South Africa. He weighed in at 111 pounds, 18-0 with 12 knockouts. His last 5 opponents have a win percentage of 75%. He has fought in New York City, in New Mexico, and in Atlanta as an amateur. The champion, Irene Pacheco, is from Colombia. He's 29 years of age, 111 pounds, 5'6". His professional record, 24-0 with 19 knockouts. We saw him in his last fight against Pedro Pena. He knocked him out in the 11th round. He fractured his left hand in the 8th round, but he said, I wanted to show America how good I was, and I gutted through it, got the knockout win, had surgery. So he is coming off a 10-month layoff, has not fought since January the 14th in El Paso, Texas. The referee for tonight's main event,
and his opponent across the ring, fighting
Richard Steele.
He weighed the same as his opponent at 111
There is the veteran
pounds.
referee.
He's wearing the blue trunks with white
And the
trim.
judges for the fight, Al Siciliano, Doug Tucker, and Melvina Lathan.
Record with 24 wins and 19 wins by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the IBF flyweight champion of the world, Irene Pacheco.
So Pacheco and Makepula introduced to the crowd. They'll come to the center of the ring for the final instructions from the referee, Richard Steele. And the unified rules will be used for tonight's main event. And they are as follows. No 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count. Only the referee can stop it. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Accidental fouls, they'll go to the scorecards after 4 rounds are complete. And Eddie Pacheco, Teddy, he's a southpaw. He's relaxed. You get a look at him right there. Question is, will he be at all tentative coming off surgery off that left hand?
And one other question. I've been hearing that he has some problems making the weight. Will that drain him if it's a tough fight and it goes into the later rounds? Will he be weakened by making the weight? Well, you think there's an advantage where Pacheco's the bigger man in this fight. Makepula's been really a junior flyweight his whole career. Maybe Makepula has the advantage. He didn't have to kill himself to make weight.
Not at all. Both men 111 pounds. And we are underway. Round number 1.
One advantage, both men have traveled a long way coming from their native countries. It takes time to get acclimated, to get adjusted to that long trip. Makepula came here 2 weeks ago. That's about what you need to adjust to that kind of trip. Pacheco only 10 days ago. Will that have a little bit of an effect as the fight goes on?
All of Makepula's knockouts, the 12 knockouts, have come all within the first 4 rounds. So if he's going to get you, he'll get you early. And remember, at junior flyweight. Pacheco has those long arms and that reach.
And as you said, he's a southpaw. He has power in his hands. But he has a tough challenger. I'm telling you right now, unless Pacheco just catches Makepula a real perfect punch, Pacheco is going to be real tested tonight. In my mind, the toughest challenge of his career so far lies right in front of Pacheco right now.
Pacheco in the blue trunks with the white logo on the front and the back, the big square white logo. Makepula in the blue trunks has red accented.
One of the things to look for, Bob, is Pacheco needs to be set to punch. He likes if you walk into him. He likes to counter. But if he has to go look for you, he has little problems. He'll get out of position. He'll reach a little bit. Let's see which way Makepula goes about it. So far, he's going about it the way he's gone about all his fights. Pressing.
Says he's very confident, Makepula does. Says his style, for obviously people who haven't seen him, he feels he tries to fight like his hero, Oscar De La Hoya.
And he's smart in there, like any fighter who's going to go to a high level. Makepula, he will press, but then all of a sudden he will change distance. He will mix it up a little bit. He's pressing just to show Pacheco that he's there, but then he'll step out, change range. Try to get Pacheco to reach a little bit. And as I said earlier, I say it again, Pacheco's not good when he has to go look for you. His legs do not adapt real well. Pacheco has turned from southpaw to orthodox style, as we said at the top when he was doing the breakdown of the fight.
Well, Pacheco also said that he really hadn't seen any tape on Makepula, and he was going to use the first round to help create a game plan. He said you can look at tapes all you want, but when you step in the ring, it's a whole different deal. First of 12 in the books.
Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot.
Merry Christmas! Irene Pacheco defending his title against Masibulele Makepula from South Africa. Fairly even first round, fairly patient first round between the two. Pacheco in the blue with the white print in the front. Makepula has the red accenting. Teddy, Saul Avilar, when he's not counting punches during the round, does the translation for us. He said in Pacheco's corner they asked him to throw 4 or 5 punches at a time. Go body, go head, mix up the attack a little bit.
Well, not bad strategy to make sure you put punches together. There's no doubt about that. Pacheco's going to have to put punches together. He's going to catch the challenger Makepula, because Makepula, just watch, he moves his head pretty well. Technically, he's very sound. He is not a catcher. He likes to go in and out, Makepula. He's a little quicker than Pacheco, and he's trying to use that. Maybe a little bit more versatile. Look at him. He's getting off, and then he's getting out, changing distance.
Pacheco went straight back, and he got tagged.
Pacheco, I'll say it again, he's going to have a tough defense tonight with Makepula. Pacheco is not good when you don't come right out. Makepula was